And so let me give this scooter a little kick and then we are off. So today I'm on the Segway E3 Pro. This is one of their newest scooters, which is a budget-friendly, really good commuter scooter for just riding around the city, doing a lot of different things, because it does have a really good price tag of $699. That's the normal price, but right now at the time of this video, it is launching for a sale price of $599. So make sure you check out the link in the description for the latest pricing. But the highlight of this scooter is not just the price, but it's also all the features and bells and whistles that you still are getting from Segway. So this does have a 400-watt motor that does max out at 800 watts, and this can get you up to a top speed of 20 miles per hour. And this is also rated for an up to 34-mile range, and that's riding at around 9 miles per hour. So the faster you go, the lower your range will be. But yeah, this also does have access to the Segway app that gives you a lot of control. And this also still does have Segway's Seg-Ride system here, and this is their stability enhancement system that goes along with their TCS system, which is their traction control system. So this means that this scooter is going to be really comfortable to ride over bumpy terrain, or if you are on the road hitting little potholes and stuff. I still feel very much in control with this, and the traction control system does work well, as I just took that turn and there's some, dirt and little gravel on the road, but I still felt very much in control. And as far as the tires, this does have 10-inch tubeless tires on this. The treading on them is decent. Again, it's mostly made for the city and stuff, so not a lot of deep treading on the tires, but still good enough for me as far as keeping a grip on the road. And speaking of grip, the actual deck or the footboard of the scooter, it's not too bad. So I wear like a size 12.5 shoe these days, so I can keep my feet side by side with maybe 1/3 of one of my feet hanging over on the side. So it's not the widest, but still comfortable. But one thing I wish they did have was some type of little ramp on the back of the deck, so I would be able to place one of my feet on that and then have my other foot in front of that, and that would just give me more stability and control, especially when going at the 20-mile-per-hour speed. But it does have, a rear fender back there, but you're not supposed to step on that, but I do find myself stepping on it at times, and it's been holding up with no problem, so I don't think it's something that's going to break if you put your foot back on there all the time, but again, they don't recommend it. But yeah, you also do have another fender on the front as well to help protect you from little rocks or splashes of water when you are riding around. And the deck of the scooter is rubberized as well, so it gives you some grip for the bottom of your shoes, and for me, it performed pretty well. Okay, so now for my speed test. So the scooter does have 3 different riding modes. You have Eco, Drive, and Sport, and the difference between all of them is going to be the top speed that you can get. Now, in the settings of the app for this scooter, you can actually adjust the starting speed, so you can go between, I think, 1.8 miles per hour to 2.4 miles per hour, and then up to 3 miles per hour, and that will give you the fastest takeoff speed. And so we will be starting off in Eco mode first, and again, this is a kick scooter, so you do have to give it a little bit of a kick. You just can't get on here and press the throttle. But yeah, 3, 2, 1, boom, here we go. And I am in a little wobbly start there, but I am in the fastest start mode at 3 miles per hour. And we already hit 9 miles per hour, which is going to be the top speed for Eco mode. And now let me double press on the power button, and this will switch us to Drive mode. And let's see what the top speed is for this. I believe it's around 15 miles per hour. And yep, we already hit 15 miles per hour right there, and my GPS app on my phone is maybe like 1 or 2 seconds behind. But now let's go to the fastest mode and double press here. And now we are in Sport mode, and we should be able to get up to 20 miles per hour, and 17, 18, 19, 20 miles per hour on the display, and 19.4, 19.6 on my GPS app. So yeah, 20 miles per hour is going to be the top speed. Really good for a commuter scooter. If you are looking for something that's faster, Segway does offer faster scooters and stuff, but 20 miles per hour is a pretty decent speed in my opinion. But now let's go ahead and test out the braking on the scooter. So you just have one brake lever here on the left, and let me press down on this right now. And we do have a front drum brake on the front rear, and in the back you do have electronic braking that also does support regen. And you can turn the regen on and off in the app, but if you are using that, you will get a little bit of power back into the battery of the scooter when you are braking. But yeah, the braking performance is not too bad. But one thing I will tell you is that on this brake cable, you do have an option to stiffen up or loosen up the braking. So you just need to twist as the instructions show you. And then now you can shave off a few feet to your braking if you want want, and I think you should do that if you are in like a very heavy traffic area with a lot of cars and intersections and stuff like that, just to be safe. And so yeah, as I told you in the beginning of this video, the estimated range for this scooter is going to be 34 miles per hour, while in eco mode going the maximum 9 miles per hour. So yeah, if you are riding a sport mode, that will drop. And if I weigh over like 219 pounds right now, so my range might be different from you, especially if you do weigh lighter than me. So that range is always going to be something to just play around with as you get the scooter and test it in your environment, whether you're going up hills and stuff. So that range can go up and down, but I always shave off some miles off of the estimated range. But just my experience with riding on this thing, I'm really happy with the motor performance. So again, peaking out at 800 watts, you are able to get up some hills, but this isn't going to be a miracle worker. I was going up one hill that was super steep, and the scooter did its best, but I did have to stop and then, you know, push it up the rest of the way. But it got me up like 3/4 of that hill. But yeah, the main thing I really like about it is just really that starting speed that you can get, especially if you have it at that maximum 3 mile per hour starting speed. It can get you up to the 20 miles per hour quickly. All right, so now for my hill test, a really nice steep hill here, and I am in sport mode. So let's see what speed we can get up this thing. So 3, 2, 1, boom. All right, here we go. Nice and steady start. We are at 7 miles per hour, but we're slowly getting up here. We're getting up here though. 8, 9 miles per hour, not bad. Can we hit 10? Yeah, we hit 10 miles per hour. Nice and steady pace. Comfortable ride, and we are at the top. So not bad for a single motor scooter in this price range. So you are able to get up steep hills. Now, if I did stop on that hill and then try to start again, that would have been a little rough. And now let me see if I can split the gap here with some really nice control here with the scooter. And we have some bumps here, but this Segway system, and that was a pretty big bump there, did allow me to take these bumps without having a lot of wobble and stuff, which you find on some scooters that don't have a stability system like this Segway on this. And then you also do have a really good lighting package on this scooter. So on the back, you will find a tail light that does function as a brake light. So you can choose to have it always on, or you can just choose it to have it just brighten up a little bit when you do press down on the brakes. And this does have a 4-watt headlight on the front that does have a really good spread of the light that is actually putting out, as you can see here at night. But unlike the more premium scooters that Segway does sell above this does not have any type of like daytime running light or a light bar. So you just get this one headlight on the front, but you do get a really nice lighting package that's actually underneath the deck of this scooter. And so this looks really cool at night, and you have 3 different patterns that you can choose from, and you can assign them differently to each of the 3 riding modes that the scooter does have. And so this RGB lighting will be able to display up to like 256 colors. So you don't have control over the individual colors themselves, just the patterns. So I wish you could like just set like a solid color if you wanted to, but hopefully they can maybe release that in the software update. I don't know if that's even possible, but that will be something I would like to see. And then now I'm about to make a right turn. So I just put on my right turn signals because yes, the scooter does have turn signals that are on the tips of the handlebars. And so this makes them visible from the front and also on the rear. So when you are riding in the road, people in front of you and behind you can see when you are trying to turn. And also these turn signals do make an audible sound and also show up as an indicator on the display. And they do turn off after a few seconds by themselves. So if you do forget to turn them off, personally, it will automatically turn off so you don't leave them on accidentally. Now, speaking of the display, this is a really cool looking display, especially on a scooter for this price range. So it's very sleek looking. It will show you your speed and also your riding mode that you are in. And also it has a Bluetooth symbol to let you know when you are ready to connect to your phone via Bluetooth. And I am able to see this display easily in the sun right now with my polarized sunglasses as I look down. So pretty nice, cool looking, sleek display on this thing that I like. Now, there isn't any type of USB port on this scooter to be able to charge up your phone and stuff when you are riding. You are seeing that on other scooters, so you don't have that on this. And that would be nice because you do have a couple of different accessory points here on the handlebars that when you aren't trying to attach anything to the handlebars, they have these little rubber protective kind of guards on them. But when you do want to attach something like my 360 camera here, I can take it off and then now I can attach it onto the metal part of the handlebar. So I like that type of setup. And you also have a couple of different other accessory attachment points on the deck of the scooter as well. Now, up on the handlebars of this scooter, you also do have a physical bell to be able to let people know that you're coming in hot at the 20 mph speed there. And then on the handlebar stem itself, you do have a back hook, and so you can place your backpack or a bag on there if you are riding around or you are parked somewhere and you just want to kind of keep your stuff off of the ground. It's nice to have that. But also on this back hook, you do have this little latch that folds down, and this is a part of this pretty unique two-step folding process for this scooter. So you need to fold that down, but then also at the base of the stem, you need to push this thing up, and then now you need to press down on it with either your hand or your foot, and then now it will basically go ahead and start the folding process, and then now you pull the handlebars down, and then that little hook latches on the back here of the fender to be able to keep it locked in place when you do pick it up. The one thing I have to mention is that when I am just like carrying this around, the latch never came undone, so it's pretty secure. But when I did put this in the trunk of my car and the scooter like tipped over, the latch usually came undone, and so the handlebar stem wasn't connected to the rear fender. And so it's not a big deal, but it is something just to be aware of, where other scooters sometimes do have latching systems that are super secure no matter if you put it in your trunk or not. Now let's talk about the design of this scooter. So this does have that typical Segway color design and design language that they have with all of their other scooters and bikes, and I'm really happy with it. So you got this gray and black and also a little red splattered around with the brake cable, and then also on the footboard of the scooter, and you also do have some reflectors around on the scooter as well. And then you have a little bit of logos, but nothing that's too overly done. And for durability, the scooter is also rated IPX5 for water resistance. So if you are caught out in the rain a little bit, the scooter should be able to hold up well. Don't leave it outside in the rain. It's not waterproof. And this is a really nice test right now because there's a lot of loose gravel and rocks here on this path. They need to clean this up, but I'm able to get through that, and I didn't have any type of like sketchy points there. So that is nice with this Segway and also the traction control system. Oh, and just so you know, this scooter does weigh 40.1 pounds as well. So this type of commuter scooter is not going to be super heavy if you do need to carry it up some stairs and stuff. So I'm happy about that. And then as far as the weight that the scooter itself can carry, it can carry up to 265 pounds. Now, as I mentioned before, you can pair this with the Segway app. So this gives you full control over the functions and settings of the scooters, and also customizing those lighting modes, as I mentioned before. And you can also assign a starting code to it, so no one will be able just to walk up and press the power button and ride off. And then also does have like a Sentry mode or something. I forgot the actual name of it, but if someone does walk up on it and you have it enabled, it actually will kind of put some braking power onto the wheels so they can't just ride off and push off easily with it. Now, they can still just pick it up and they can still push it with a little bit of force if they want to, but it's just going to make it just a little bit harder for someone just to walk up and ride away. And then this also does support Apple Find My too. So if someone does steal it, you can pull it up on the map in the Find My app and then hopefully be able to track it down. Okay, so look, at the end of the day, I'm pretty happy with this E3 Pro coming from Segway. The main thing at this price range that I like is that you still are getting that fit and finish that you expect from Segway. And I say this with really all of my videos talking about Segway bikes and scooters and stuff, because the design language, the design quality, the build quality, the software performance, the feature set, all those things are in check. And this is not going to be the fastest scooter that you can probably get at this price range these days. You might be able to find scooters that can get you up to like 28 miles per hour and stuff. But for me, 20 miles per hour is a pretty good speed for a commuter scooter like this. And then also you have that really good stability that I'm very happy with. That is actually some of the best that I've used on scooters coming from other competitors. So yeah, I'm very happy with everything with this package, especially if you are looking for something that's not going to break the bank. So again, I would like to see a USB port on here. I would like to see a little bit of a wider deck and also a little ramp on the back for my foot, and just a couple other little minor things, but that's really the only complaints that I have about this scooter. Overall, it's a pretty good buy if you are looking for something in this price range. And so yeah, I'll drop a link down below that will take you to the website for this E3 Pro, and it might be an affiliate link, and if it is, if you do use it, that does help support this channel, so I do appreciate it. But yeah, drop a comment down below and let me know what you think about this scooter. And like always, I do want to thank you for watching, and I will catch you later. Peace.